So here's something worth talking about. So it looks like there's been military talks and secret meetings, after all, on how to remove President Maduro from power in Venezuela. So here is the Twitter page of the Gray Zone, which is a independent media source, which has actually had a couple people in Venezuela the last couple months or whatnot, given a different spin than what we're told from mainstream media here. And so here is a documentation of the secret list of individuals that attended a meeting as of last week about how to strategize and plot and plan on how to have and take military force against removing Maduro. And so if you guys are interested, I'll actually put the link to this particular article here from the Gray Zone, where it goes into greater detail. It's actually posted on the 13th. But it says, U.S. military attack on Venezuela mulled by top Trump advisors and Latin American officials at private D.C. meeting. And so if you scroll down there, you'll get more thoughts from the meeting here. But it's approximately close to 40 or so figures that were invited to the off-the-record event, discuss potential U.S. military action. It says a lot of senior officials, a lot of people that are in the whole Trump advisory to this whole situation in Venezuela were in attendance there. And the biggest thing was it was off the radar. It was a secretly held meeting of which no one knew about it apart from the particular person of this article here coming across the documentation and actually having verified it over the phone with one of the members of the think tank that was responsible for putting it on. So it just goes into more detail as to some of the things that happened via conversation with the person who was named Sarah, who looks like Balmick, a research associate at CSIS's America's program, who was listed as a participant. So he gave her a call and she basically verified everything. And then as his questions over the phone to her got more intense, she became very nervous and basically hung up on him because she said, I'm sorry, I don't feel comfortable answering these questions. And so looks like by him putting her heat on a little bit, she probably spilled the beans and things she shouldn't have been talking about. But if you scroll down, you hear more, you'll find out more about the actual attendees there and their affiliation with the U.S. and other countries and whatnot in that region. But to go back to the list. So the list is what I really want to touch on. And so here you have a list here, and it says at the very top, Center for Strategic and International Studies. And so what's funny is that it was listed for April 20th, but yet it was misdated according to him. And actually it took place a week ago. And so it was supposed to be an hour and a half type of meeting. And so just give you an idea of some of the names here. People, unless you're heavily involved or know a lot of political figures as well as old retirees, you might not recognize any names. But we got the General Juan Pablo from Embassy of Colombia. We got Venezuela National Assembly. We got Embassy of Colombia, CSIS Americas. We got former U.S. Ambassador to Venezuela. We got BV Advisors, former DSAD, Westerns, and we got Cohen Group. We got U.S. Department of State, Stephen Gricorn, it looks like, Inter-American Trends. Then on this side over here, we have Evan Ellis. We got Ambassador John Feely, former U.S. Ambassador to Panama. Carlos, we got Dan, International Republican Institute, the USAID, National Security Council's Hills Company. We got the Embassy of Venezuela. And so at the very bottom of this, it tells you exactly where this meeting probably took place or where the think tank is located at. 1616 Rhode Island Avenue, Washington, D.C. Scroll down a little bit. You can go check out the actual website at CICSIS.org. And so that's just the first page there. Then we go back here, check out the second page. We have more individuals that were on this list. Let's check this out. It says Francisco Marquez. It says Embassy of Venezuela. We got USAID, U.S. Department of State, Keith Mines. And so once again, when we have U.S. officials involved in these meetings along with other think tank individuals, private institutions, you name it, doesn't spell something worthy of putting on across the mainstream news. Then we got American Enterprise Institute, USAID, CSIS Americas. And so right on down more and more, we got OAS, Venezuela Working Group. So we got a lot of people actually associated with the country of Venezuela that are in attendance on this meeting to remove the current president, Maduro. says former commander of Southcom. We got Embassy of Brazil in on this. And so whoever this Ernesto Romero was probably a late addition, but this is just the documentation that was obtained by this gray zone here in reference to a secret meeting on how to plot and plan to remove Maduro via force. And so now the question is, now that these plans are being revealed and these individuals are being exposed for attending something that was done in secret, but yet once again, whatever done in secret tend to make its way to the light. And so I'm glad that this article is here. So definitely I'm doing this to shine a little bit more light on it. But more importantly, the question is now that this list is revealed, I wonder what were the strategies mentioned? What will be their plot and plan or excuse? And it looks like as of now, they may try to pull the genocide card, because if you look at some of the individuals that are speaking on behalf of the Trump advisory team in relation to Venezuela, they're talking about genocide, how Maduro's killing his people, he's starving his people. So I guess that playing that card might be enough to get enough people's attention to cause people to want to actually get up and go into that country and see what they can do. But once again, as we know, Russia, China, they're all there. And so now it's a matter of, okay, can you continue to play that genocide? And we need military intervention to get humanitarian aid into that country, when it's good to say that Russia and China is already there providing aid according to, protecting their own investments. But more importantly, if there's need of medicines, food, that stuff is coming from the Russia and China as well. So there is not much of a need for the U.S. to really supply aid when you have two other nations doing it. But at the end of the day, we all know why they're going in there. So now it's just a matter of will this list here cause some problems, and will the mainstream media decide to pick it up? I doubt it, but just more things to think about. So I thought I would take a minute to share this quick take with you. More importantly, you can find the links to all this information down below this video. Leave a comment. Let me know your thoughts. If you find this important, feel free to share it. Other than that, see you later.